Lesson 6 homework question number 4. Data was collected on a random sample of 170 married couples in Britain, recording the age in years and height converted here to inches of the husbands and wives. Use the scatter plots below to answer the following questions. All right, here we have wives' ages and husbands' ages and a beautiful positive correlation. Over here, wife's height and husband's height and a pretty good spread. Let's go see what the questions are. Select the correct responses and mark all that apply. Older husbands tend to have older wives. Okay, as we increase in age here, are we also increasing in age here? And yeah, that's the case, which gives us our positive correlation. So that's true. Next, younger wives tend to have older husbands. As we decrease here, we are not increasing here. As we decrease here, we are also decreasing. If it were younger wives tend to have older husbands, as we decrease in age, we would increase in age in this direction, and we would have a negative correlation this direction. So that's not true. All 170 wives have husbands that are older than themselves. So we just need to find one where that's not the case so that will make this false. So we need to find a wife that is older than her husband. Let's check here. We have a high value for the wife here, about 45 maybe, and then come down here and it's definitely under 40, so that's not the case. So we cannot select that, all 170 wives, because we found one where that's not the case. Next one, no one surveyed was younger than 20 years old. If this is the cutoff for 20 for the women, we actually have a woman who is below that 20-year mark. Here's the cutoff for 20 for the men, and that's the case, but there's actually this one woman who's probably about 19. So we can't select that either. The next, select the correct responses and mark all that apply. This one's referring to the height over here. Most of the men in the sample were between 65 and 70 inches tall. Yeah, we actually have a really good chunk right here of the data points. We have some sparse stuff on the side, but I would say that most of them are between that. The shortest wife in the sample is just taller than 55 inches. Okay, these are wives' heights. Here's 55 inches for the women, and yeah, she's probably just barely over that 55 right there. And her husband, if we drop down, will be about 66, maybe 60, yeah, probably about 66. The shortest wife in the sample is just taller than 55. Yep, her husband is 75. Nope, actually 75, that would put it right here, and that's not the case. Next, most of the women in the sample married men that were taller than themselves. So we just need to find that some of the women were taller than their husbands. So if we have some of these women taller than their husbands, but actually there's only a few, right? She's 69 and he's about 66. We're getting really close to the same height here, and actually we can even see that here. The men are starting at a much lower or a much higher height than here. So I would say, yeah, in general, most of them do. Next, one husband in this sample has a height of around 66 inches, while his wife is around 69 inches. So 66, about here, up to 69. Yeah, there is one, very much so. And then last, taller British men generally marry taller women. Okay, so we're going to come over here, husband's heights. Taller men, yeah, they do end up having taller wives. If not, that would be down here and it would be shorter. So that's also true. All right, and we can verify that with how did I do? Look for our green check marks and move to the next.